Corona day, right? All right, so let's get started. Welcome everybody. My name is Gary. I'm the conductor of the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra. Mostly it conducts me, but I like to pretend that I'm in charge of it. I sent out this email last night, so a lot of you actually read email, which is not traditional. So in our days of coronavirus, we have an opportunity to actually catch up on email. Thank you for being here. Hopefully the sound is good. I think there's an echo in the room. I'm going to go try to get some stuff to knock some of that down here before the next lesson. But plan for this lesson is to take about 20 minutes of your time. Make sure that you're good and solid on tablature reading and how to hold the ukulele, all of that. If you are a teacher and you're tuning in thinking, hey, maybe I'll steal some ideas, I'm glad you're here. I'm very committed to instrumental ukulele and playing ukulele the correct way. I also know many of you come from a chord background and maybe can pick up a few skills to help you teach others how to do this. Everything I post on the website, I want you to steal. I want you to use it. I want you to teach other people to play ukulele. This is a tremendous instrument. And I really think that has a way of bringing community together. I mean, we have 39 people here on a snowy day here in Denver. And some of you may be in from other parts of the world, and I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Sound is great. No echo that I hear. Good. All right. So we're going to proceed. So let's talk about when I start day one with anybody in fingerstyle ukulele. It's always Frère, Jacques. It's always the first song I teach. I don't teach anything else on day one. It's all you need. It has all of the tools on there with the exception of about 3 that are more advanced tools. Everything you need to know about how to play fingerstyle is on Frère, Jacques. The only thing that's not here is how to combine chord and melody, and then how to pick arpeggios. I think this and then how to switch chords, right? Which is what we're going to cover in the next 2 sessions at 11 and 12. So please feel free to take this piece of sheet music off the website, and just every single person you run into that says, hey, I always wanted to learn how to play ukulele, you sit them down with that piece of music and you'll give them a great gift. Let's start by the very basics, which are ukulele. Most of you're probably not here unless you already bought a ukulele. The key here is most grown-ups, most adults should have a tenor size ukulele. They come in concert and soprano as well. Frankly, if your hands are bass, you should be playing a tenor ukulele. If your fingers are a little bit shorter than mine, then you would probably be thinking about a concert size. Very few adults play soprano size anymore unless you have very small hands. You'll see a lot of professionals playing soprano because it's sort of the old traditional. That's what Tiny Tim played. That's the correct size, right? It's also the original size of ukuleles back in the day. So if you are wondering, thinking maybe I'll buy a ukulele because I've got 2 months locked in my house, get one of these guys. Tenor size is probably the best size for most adults. The second thing is, hi Cheryl, good to see you. I owe your daughter a text here shortly. Next thing to think about in terms of what ukulele things are important to you is that we tune in the vast majority of the world to GCEA, George Clooney Eats Apples. And so the top string will say G, second string will say C, next string says E, and the last string says A. Okay. Now we number the strings backwards. The bottom string is actually number 1. That will become important later on in your life. But at this moment, just know that that's string number 1. I will be talking about string number 1 through this whole lesson today. So just know that. And then your frets, this is the nut. This is the white thing here. That's what holds your strings in place. And then we have fret number 1, 2, 3, 4. Something super exciting happens on fret number 5. You get a dot there. Also on fret number 7, you'll have a dot. All ukuleles, for the most part, have dots on 5 and 7. There may be some other dots on there. There may be some decorative stuff on your fretboard. Again, all of that's just decorative. Most ukuleles, well, a lot of them have one on 10 and then 12. For those of you who played guitar back in the day, most guitars have a dot on 9, and on ukulele it's usually on 10. It should be on 10. They put it on 9 on guitars because it looks prettier, but the correct placing for that is 10. So that's a little bit of a different way for some of you something else you have to get used to when you are playing. Now this ukulele has no dots on it except on 12, but on the side of your fretboard, lots and lots of you will have dots over there. If you don't have dots, you can buy dots and add them on. I carry them here at the studio, and also you can get them at Amazon, of course. It's a good idea just to go ahead and put a couple of dots on there, or just a piece of tape or something. Those of you who bought a ukulele and they have little tapes to put on here, please don't use those. That's weird. You'll memorize this stuff quickly enough. So those where your dots are. 5 and 7 are the important ones. It's a long talk about dots. And string number 1 is what we're going to play. Now, most of you who bought a ukulele, you went online and they taught you this C chord, and then they taught you A minor, and I'm trying to have bad form, F chord, and maybe a G7 or possibly a G, and then a C. Big thing for me is that is the backwards way to teach ukulele. It's how almost all ukulele players get taught, and it is not the correct way to do it. If I sat you down at a piano, I would not teach you left-hand chord fingerings first. I would teach you how to play a melody with your right hand, and that's what I do on the ukulele because I think it's the correct way to learn music. And so once you are able to finger pick a melody, I think you're in great shape. So last piece of just general overview information is you want to hold the ukulele like I'm in love with it, right? So I want you to just hold it right there. Now notice the one thing that I see all of the time new players do that is going to make their lives harder is they'll hold it like this. And this makes your life much more difficult. What I want you to do is hold this at a 60-degree angle. This is uncomfortably close to my face. This is the correct angle to hold a ukulele, and up against my body, this here, and it's just going to make your whole life much, much easier. If you go check classical guitar videos, all of the guitarists are holding their guitar this direction. They are not holding them like this, okay? Yeah, the main reason that you don't want to hold your ukulele horizontal is then it creates weird stuff with your left hand, and you have to do all this uncomfortable stuff that's not good for you in the long run. Here's the only rule that I have in ukulele. I have one rule. Please try to follow it. Your thumb sticks back here behind the neck. I don't see your thumb up here like this. When I teach classes and I see people's thumbs up here, I just go by and tap it, and that means to put it down here. You want your ukulele thumb to be basically perpendicular to the neck. Very important. Just going to run up and down here. It's going to follow right along behind your middle finger as you do interesting things. And so your thumb just moves along behind your middle finger, and that's where I want to see it. You'll see little kids. They'll sometimes have their thumb go this direction, or they'll even allow it to drop under here because they're trying to rest the ukulele in their palm. Don't be that person. We have to develop this weird muscle right here. You can't see it in the video, but I have a really strong muscle right here. That's the muscle we have to develop to be effective bar chord players and effective ukulele players. And the only way to develop that is to play ukulele with your thumb in proper position. So that's what we're going to be working on. If you learn nothing else from today, hold your ukulele correctly. Don't let me see your thumb. Everything's beautiful, okay? Before we get started, a little bit of a sales pitch on these Snark ukulele tuners. That's the one. There's the one you want to buy. The Snark, it's the best. They're about 17, 18 bucks on Amazon. I carry them here at the studio. That's the one you want. The free one that came with your ukulele is not the one you want. It will break. It gets the wrong answer and all that stuff. You can download an app on your phone. They're not accurate. They don't work when there's noise in the room. And so please don't waste your money on the cheap ones. Get the best one. You only got to buy one. You might as well. This is my G. Double check your G string that it sounds about the same. That's a joke. Double check your G string. Ah-ha-ha. All right, so there's that. Next string is a C string. Okay, it should sound like this. Next string is the E string. Double check. Last string is an A string. Hopefully your ukulele sounds about the same. When you first start tuning is kind of a big deal. It's kind of difficult. That's why I really, really recommend you buy a Snark. Let's move on from here. So once you're tuned up, our first thought is to strum the ukulele, which is great, super fun. Really, that's where we all start. But we're going to play ukulele differently in what I'm teaching you over the next, for however long. We're going to do one note at a time. So grab your Frère or Jacques, get that up where you can see it. Mine's sitting over here just off camera. If you are a teacher, this is one you memorize so that you don't need a piece of paper. You look super smart, and it takes about, well, you'll have it memorized by the end of today. So what I need you to do is get that where you can look at it. We're going to be looking at a couple of things on the sheet music. The first thing I always teach everybody is, hey, this is how normal sheet music is set up. Has my name on it, has you guys probably have, I don't know, what is it? I have a different version than you. Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra. So it tells you all about, you encourage people to go visit that site. There's all sorts of fun resources on there. And then next thing on there, we talk about the difference between the melody line, chords and lyrics line, the ukulele melody line. On your piece of sheet music, you should have a baritone chord sitting up there. I am somebody in the world that takes baritone seriously. If you are a teacher and you happen to have a baritone ukulele in your arsenal, you can use that chord instead of the other A chord. If you're not a teacher or if you don't own a baritone chord, obviously just ignore it. The next thing on there is quarter note equals 80. I always teach that normal is 120. So 80 means you're supposed to play this song kind of slow. Next thing, you see the A chords there. We'll get to those in just a moment. Next to that, underneath the 80 is the treble clef. I like to have students draw a treble clef. It's usually pretty funny. If you can do it from memory, you are officially a musician. And that means that you can now officially use the coffee mug and have the tea towel hanging on your oven, so you're official. Next to that are those pound signs, sharp signs, hashtags, as we like to call them these days. I tell my students at this point in your ukulele career, you can ignore those completely. If you have prior music experience, and probably that means piano for many of you, you know what those mean. That means all of your F's, C's, and G's are going to be sharp. Again, doesn't matter if you have tablature, and very few ukulele players actually play from standard notation. There are some, and it's another skill you can develop, but we don't need to know that right off the bat. Underneath that, lots of melody notes and the lyrics. So then let's look at the ukulele melody line, and that's where we get serious. Okay. So what I need you to do, get your ukulele in playing position. First step, we're going to play a 0. That means the first string is open. So you're going to pluck, this is string 1. Remember, it's the one farthest from your face. Just pluck it open. That's the sound you should get, just one note at a time. I usually use my thumb, and I usually want to play right where the neck comes and the body come together. So that's where you're going to be playing. That sounds the prettiest, at least when you're starting. And you get a nice, pretty round tone from that. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Now, on your ukulele melody line, the first note says 0 and it's on the top line. Notice if you hold your ukulele up to your sheet music, now your bottom string is now your top string, and that's how you know where you are on the paper. Tablature feels upside down when you first start doing it. Luckily with this song, it's not going to matter. And once you get this song in your head, all the other songs are going to be in your head, and you'll get this figured out. Okay, so we're going to take that first note, 0, pluck the string. Your next one says use your middle finger, 2nd fret to play the 2, okay? And then the next one says use your ring finger to play a 4, and then we go back to the 0, okay? So I'd like to just play measure 1, that's 0, 2, 4, 0. Let's play it about 10 times. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0. Open, middle, pinky, open, open, middle, pinky, open. 1, 2, 4, 0. Frère, Jacques, Frère, Jacques. 0, 2, 4, 0. One more time. 0, 2, 4, 0. So now you've got the basis idea of, hey, we're going to use different fingers on these. Now, in this case, we're in first position. That's why I chose middle finger for 2 and pinky for 4. It doesn't necessarily matter on this song which fingers you use, as long as you're not just trying to use one finger to play everything. That's where you will eventually cut your finger open, right? So we don't want that. What we really want is to just have 2 fingers or multiple fingers on this. On your sheet music, I wrote down exactly what fingers to use, but again, don't think that's written in stone. It's they're suggestions at this point. Okay, so we've played measures 1 and 2, 0, 2, 4, 0, and 0, 2, 4, 0 again. We're going to get back to that. We're going to play that as a group. Now, the next line, measures 3 and 4, is going to be 4, 5, 7. Okay, take your index finger, move it up to the 4th fret, okay, the one before the dot. Middle finger is going to go on 5, and pinky finger is going to go on 7. I'm going to move my ring finger out of the way for just a second so you can see that. What we're doing is 4, 5, and 7, okay? Index, middle, pinky, and my ring finger, I'm holding it out of the way so you can see. But when you play, you want to just have that hanging out above the 6th fret. Don't have it driving around anywhere weird. Don't try not to hold your fingers out or anything weird. Just keep everything kind of right above the string. You're just going to use index, middle, and pinky. Let's play 4, 5, 7 a million times. Notice when we play 7, we're going to let that ring out a little bit before we jump in. Okay, here we go. 4, 5, 7 again. 4, 5, 7 again. 4, 5, 7. Index, middle, pinky. Index, middle, pinky. Index, middle, pinky. Dormez-vous. Dormez-vous. One last time. 4, 5, 7. Okay. We've now played half the song. We're in great shape. Things are going wonderful. Now, here's where things fall apart, okay? If you know the song, you know the nenext thing is 797-540 or Sonne les matines. We're going to play that at half speed right now. We will eventually get you up to speed today, but right now I want to play it at half the speed. We're going to play real slow, and we got a lot of fingers to get in order. You're going to use your 7. It's going to be your ring finger. 9 is your pinky finger. Go back to 7 again. Now you're going to go to 5 with your middle finger, 4 with your index finger, and then we're going to play open. Okay, so it's going to be ring, pinky, ring, middle, index, open. Okay, let's do that a million times. We're going to play so slow. Okay, and if you, by the way, if you make a mistake, you just keep going, right? Second thing is there are no mistakes. Don't even pretend they exist. It's just play right on through. You'll notice I make a ton of mistakes. You never see my face go, ugh, right? They just don't exist in my mind. And if you can get that idea that that there are no mistakes, it's good for your life. Ready? We're going to do 797-540, ring, pinky, ring, middle, index, open. Ready? Play. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. Ring, pinky, ring, middle, index, open. Ring, pinky, ring, middle, index, open. Okay, that's feels, if you're brand new, it probably feels super fast. Go home. When you're at home, you're already home. Take your time to go slowly through that. Let's do it. 797-540. That's good enough on that. Okay. Last thing, notice on your sheet music, you get something to do very exciting in measures 7 and 8. You get to go to the other string. So you're going to go open on the first string. Open on the first string. I don't make mistakes. Second string, first string, open, open, open. I'm looking at the computer. That's why the problem. Open, open, open. First string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. Okay. Now notice that while I have done a little tiny bit of singing, that's not really where my thought process is. My real process is I want to hear this melody in my head. And so that's what I'm really focused in on in terms of how I know when and what to play. Now, I want to play through the whole song with you. We'll do it a few times. The first few times through, let's do measures 5 and 6 at half speed. And then when we get down there a little bit later, we'll do 5 and 6 at full speed. Okay, so first time through, let's do it all. Let's do it nice and slow. Remember, 5 and 6 will be half speed. 1, 2, ready, play. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, half speed, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, first string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. Okay, I'm going to play it exactly the same way one more time, then we'll go through and do it at full speed. Okay, 1, 2, ready, play. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, first string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. Beautiful. Okay, nice little tune. Again, once you learn how to read tablature, you're probably never going to play this song again until you have to teach it to somebody, and that's why I spend a lot of time on this one. Let's go back through. Let's play that 797-540 at full speed. What I teach in classes is this is all relative. So if you need to make that part of the song twice as fast, it's probably a good idea to play a little bit slower on the earlier parts. Measures 1 through 4, play those a tiny bit slower so that you got a shooting chance at playing 5 and 6 at full speed. Okay, let's go together. I will give you the count. I'll try to keep the pace steady. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. A little quicker here. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. First string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. Pretty nice. Hey, we got 43 people in the room. Let's try it one more time. Full speed. Okay. 1, 2, ready, play. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, first string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. Always let your ukulele ring out at the end. It's got a little bit of sustain, not a ton of sustain, but you can let it ring out. And so when you're done with the song, don't yank all of your fingers off. In this case, we have no fingers on, but try to let your ukulele ring out. That's one thing I see a lot of people do is yanking their chords off at the end of a song. Just hold on to it, let it ring out. Take advantage of what sustain we can get out of this. All right. You now know how to play melody from tablature. That's not unimportant, okay? Here's what's exciting. You only played 2 strings, right? You played everything on the first string and then a little bit on the second string. You've learned that the tablature is written upside down, so in order to figure it out in the beginning anyway, you have to turn your ukulele up to check and see which frets you're going to be playing and which strings and so on. The good news is all tablature is written the same, so baritone, ukulele, guitar, banjo, don't play banjo, balalaika, mandolin, they all tablature is written the same way. So once you learn how to read this tablature on ukulele, you can play all those other instruments quite effectively. The other thing to note about tablature is it got turned upside down sometime in the 16th century. The original tablature was actually written in the way we think it should be written, but somewhere along the line they decided that was not pedagogical, and so they turned it upside down, and so that's what you're dealing with there. Honestly, reading tablature the first 2 weeks is a bit of a bummer, and after that you'll never think about it again. It's actually a much more effective method for teaching a fretted instrument than some of the other systems out there. Last thing we have to cover very quickly, A chord. Your chords are written vertically. You got your nut on the top. A chord, you put your index finger. Let me get up here to this thing here. You're going to put your index finger on the 3rd string from the bottom and your middle finger on the top string up there. So that chord that you have on your sheet, if you hold it up, your ukulele up to it like that, that's what you're going to see. An index finger, you're going to see a dot there, use your index finger, and a middle finger on the top there like that. And that's how you make an A chord. And that's how we do. Okay. Now, here's what's exciting. You're going to get to hear me sing. It is a misery. One of the reasons to learn tablature, many of you are not interested in singing. Those of you who are interested in singing, you're set. You know your chords, good for you, right? The rest of us hate singing or probably not necessarily hate it, but really shouldn't be doing it. We learn tablature so we don't have to sing, but we're still going to want to do it this way. Here's what's a nice thing. If you have a friend, if you know somebody who also owns a ukulele, they can play the chord, you can play the melody, and everybody's going to have a great time. That's fundamentally in the Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra. I get 70, 80 players together. Some people are playing melody, some people are playing chords. At the end of the day, it's not very much more complicated than that. And it just sounds super complicated when you get that many players and that many melody lines going on all at the same time. So it's something you want to be thinking about. Hey, I get a friend together. They're going to play this A chord. I'm going to play the melody. And you're going to have a great time. And then you can decide if you want to sing or not. All right, A chord, you ready? When you're playing chords, don't get fancy with this drum pattern for it. George Formby and Israel Kamakaole. Otherwise, strum pattern is 100% on your decision. And if you're playing in a group, whoever's leading the group can decide on what strum pattern you're using. When you get started, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice thumb down. It's just beautiful. There, you just can't be beat. And I think that's what we want. What do you mean, ouch, Jerry? All right, let's get going. It isn't more complicated than that. Let's just do nice thumb down. We're going to do 4 beats for every single measure all the way through, except the very last measure, measure 8. You're going to just do 3 beats, okay, because the song's over. 1, 2, ready, strum. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, dang, dong, ding, dang, dong. Again. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding, dang, dong. Ding, dang, dong. Okay, that's a nice simple down strum. Honestly, I don't see a ton of reason to complicate it over it more than that. Too complicated, however, take your claw, thumb, index, middle, ring, grab 1 string with each one. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, dang, dong, ding, dang, dong. Okay, there's another strumming pattern. You're just plucking all four. I'm going to ignore the fact you have a fourth string. Your connection is unstable. Uh-oh, it says I'm unstable. Hopefully you're still hearing me. Who knows? All right, we're going to wrap it up here anyway. 1, 2, ready, play. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Morning bells are ringing. Morning bells are ringing. Ding, dang, dong. Ding, dang, dong. Yeah, so that's arpeggio picking. That's something that I'm passionate about. All right, that's enough for this lesson. I'm going to go on to Soft Kitty at 11 o'clock. And so I will repost on Jolly Roger Ukulele the link for the next class. If you have questions, send me an email, garyugert@yahoo.com, or just go to Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra's website and my email's on there. Or it's also on Jolly Roger Ukulele as well. Thank you all for being here. We ended up with 43, so that's pretty exciting. Tell your friends we're going to be doing this for a while, and there's no reason why we can't get better as ukulele players while we're all on lockdown. Stay home, be safe. I will talk to you guys at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Thanks for being here.